What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Episode 89, episode 89, episode 89. You coming on in here. Give you guys a chance. Go ahead and hit that like and that share button. Come on in here, guys. We gonna run it up. We gonna run it, y'all, because Coach got the shares, y'all. I put the post up about the coach. Coach got the shares. So that means Coach is touching the people, y'all. So we're gonna run it up. Run it up. Episode 89, episode 89. Marvin Sports and Life. Marvin Sports and Life. We're gonna run up. We're gonna run it up. All right, guys. Episode 89. Got Coach Natrone. It was a big discrepancy off the rip. I said that coach was from Summerton because I know that coach played basketball at Scott Springs. So that threw me off. So I said, you know what? Coach said, hey, coach, hey, coach, I'm from Santee. I'm not from. I said, man, because I know how y'all get that.
Gotta let the boys know, man. I show love to both, both cities. Like I said, I'm from Santee, small town called Parlors in Santee.
Okay. Man,
Um,
that's the first time I've ever heard of something I've never heard of in Santee.
for real, Parlors, man. Parlors real. It's about 2 or 3 dirt roads, man.
Okay.
Grew up in there. Like I said, my parents moved to Summerton.
Okay.
And like I said, Santee is a family. So Lake Mary, I'm teachers family, teachers cousins. All my cousins
So
at Lake Mary.
so what year did you move from Santee to Summerton?
So I wasn't born yet. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't born yet. So this is how I break it down and tell people. So during the week I'm in Summerton, and weekends
Every
I'm
weekend you
in
in
Santee. Yeah, man.
Okay.
So they moved to Summerton, and I just went to school at Scotts Brain. So I claim both, but I do let people know, I'm from Santee.
Okay. So we're gonna start from I like to start from the beginning.
Okay.
So well now we know you from Santee, you were born in Summerton. Well,
Yeah.
born and raised Summerton. So in elementary school, if I had to find your old classmates, your old elementary school teacher, how would they describe you in elementary school? How would they describe you?
My teachers, man, they would say talkative.
Okay.
They would say very, very, very talkative.
Okay.
Full of energy. Always got something going on in the class. I tell my students that now, man, and my players is now, like, I always had something going on in school, but I was never disrespectful. But I was talking. I had something going on, but I never was disrespectful. So if you look at my files, like, if that's still there, I'm pretty sure it is. But all my referrals say talking, 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 talking. So never like disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Always talking. You got to teach these kids that. Right. Some of these kids, we were scared to be disrespectful.
Right. I'm trying to tell you, dude. I'm trying to tell you. So and to the second part of that question, my friends and classmates, they would say the same thing. I like to say that I was one of those people that fit in with all the different crowds. I was at this lunch table, I was at that lunch table.
Okay.
I was with this type of demographic and everything. So outgoing, full of energy, talkative. That's what they would say about me.
So you had to move around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay, so at this time, elementary school, has basketball been introduced to your life yet?
Oh, for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
How early was basketball?
2 years old, man.
Wow.
To be honest with you, I don't want to say my mom or my dad, but I do know that they bought me a little Tykes goal.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a picture of me like 2 years old, like I'm dunking it. I still look at that picture to this day when I go back home.
Okay.
But like I can 2 years old, a little Tykes goal. And I just remember growing up, Kobe Bryant was the number one first person I can remember, dude. So that's my dude.
So, Coach, what year you born, Coach?
97.
Okay, so yeah, you
Now
get
my students gonna figure out.
Okay, I know they're watching it. Oh, Coach, we got you. Hey, guess what? They probably doing math.
Yeah, they do math, man. They gonna know. They gonna know.
Okay, so Kobe Bryant, so you're 2 years old. That's when basketball introduced to you. So did you go through? So when you played Little League, did you go through Summerton League? Or did you
I went through Summerton League, and I did 1 year over here in Santee.
Okay.
At the rec league in Santee.
I know Santee had a rec league. That is a shot at Santee. I didn't know that Santee had a rec league.
This comments about to go crazy now.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you had a rec league.
Yeah, they got a little rec league, a little small AAU team. It was called Superstars from Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had some. So yeah.
So when you were in Summerton, at what age Okay, well let me phrase it. So even when you, at those little ages, did you feel like I'm kind of better than my peers? Like every school, when we at recess, I'm always getting chose first, and I believe I'm better than my peers.
To be honest, man, like I believe me personally, I feel like I was always, better than a lot of people, but the confidence, was never there. Because like I said, I'm not from Somerton, but I grew up there in a sense.
Okay.
So when I'm home on the weekends, playing with my friends back back home, like I'm playing with grown men. I grew up playing with older people.
Okay.
So my confidence was through the roof there.
Gotcha.
The things I would do, the way I would play back home versus playing down there, it was totally different.
Why?
Yeah, so it took me a while to build my confidence up as a basketball player myself. About till like I got to honestly, man, I say my last couple of years in middle school and all the way up through high school, that's when I finally started to build a confidence as a player myself on an organized level.
Okay, like let me play high note. Play.
Yep.
So you had, let me tell you something. Santee, shout out Santee. I used to spend a few I said some few weekends. Shout out my homeboy, my big homie Jonathan Anderson. And my big brother, he lived on behind the projects.
Okay.
And them boy playing ball on a dirt road.
Right, yeah.
Shout out to Santee, and Santee, but behind the project, I know it is. I don't know what y'all call it. Don't get on me about that now. But I know it's he lived back there. Okay, so you're balling. So you're balling. You're doing your thing. So my thing is, you said it took a little while. So when you coming up in Santee at that time, because we know Kobe Bryant is your guy. But at that time, who was the guy? Maybe he didn't play for school. Maybe he just was a neighborhood guy. Who was the guy you like, man, I can't wait till I play like?
That's a good question, man. My older cousin, man. Shout out if you see this, James Williams. Okay. James Williams was one of my older cousins. I mean, like I said, I grew up playing with older people.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know how old, what's the age gap between us? But he got three kids now, three little girls. He's married, man. He's older than me. He taught me a lot of things I know about being aggressive, having confidence. When I started dunking, like he taught me like just dunk the ball regularly, flush it with authority. So he's the guy. Like I said, we'll go outside at night, as a kid, come out with t-shirt white, and you go out there, you come out t-shirt black.
Wait,
just dust.
Put in work.
Yeah, putting in work. Another one of my older cousins, David Watson. He didn't play basketball so much, but he was a football player at Calhoun County. And then he ended up playing football at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Okay. Yep.
He played there, and he was the first family member, first male in my family to graduate college. And not only that, played collegiate sports. So he kind of paved the way and whatnot. And so those are two dudes growing up that didn't, I won't say make it per se, but there was you look like
I can't wait to like when they were in the neighborhood, they busting heads.
Oh, for sure.
Because see, we gotta get those guys inside. Because a lot of guys never went on, or they might have been high school stars or stopped, or some of them don't get me to high school because life happened.
Right, life happened. That's true.
So at this point, when he's like, at this point, we still talking like middle school, when like he's kind of like
middle school, high school. That's what's going on there. Middle school.
When you're like, okay, so you still. So when you were so first of all, did you? Because let me say, I give all love to PB sports. Did you win any PB championships in basketball?
Man, no, man, I didn't. Here's the reason why, man.
It's already started. It's already started.
Here's the reason why. Because growing up, man, I played for this is Somerton Rec League.
Okay.
Somerton Rec League, man, I played for the Bobcats.
Okay.
All right. So if you're from Somerton, there was a team on Spurs.
Okay.
The Spurs had all the hoopers on one team, man. And every other team probably had like 1, 2. I mean, they could go 5 in, 5 out. Man. Good. In the rec league, but you get those good teams, man, with all the cousins on the same team.
And they keep them too.
So Spurs winning every year. Spurs winning every year. But one year I did end up getting MVP for my actual team.
Okay.
Championship in the Spurs, man.
The Spurs were just that team.
Spurs, just that team.
Spurs and Somerton Rec League, y'all was cheaters. Man.
Yeah, man. That team.
So at that point, are you playing football too, or just basketball?
Just basketball.
Just basketball. Okay. So the Spurs break that dream. But even with the Spurs being so good, you playing like, when I play these guys. Okay, and what was the star on the Spurs? Because I
had so many. Marvin, Devin, Scooter was on the team that year. Malik, Dorsey. I'm saying these boys last name.
So they had a whole team just full of ballers.
Whole team. I mean, these are all like dudes that like starting players that because Manning and Clarendon County kind of came together. So it's like some boys from Manning, the best players at Manning, the best players from Somerton, coach's son. Dog, I'm telling you, man, the Spurs gave us some problems, man. They gave everybody some problems. So
jeez,
yeah, dog. Like, but yeah, my homeboy Devin, I think he's probably their best player on that team.
Best player. Jesus. So did you and him end up playing? I'm gonna bounce back and forth. So did you and him end up playing together at Scotch Branch?
We ended up playing together for a little bit at Scotch Branch, but he ended up moving, going to Virginia. He finished his high school career at Virginia.
Okay.
I think it's called Heritage High. Yeah.
Okay, but did he end up being?
He was real. I say this. He finished his last 2 years in Virginia really good. Really
Okay. I know sometimes because I'm not gonna name. We got some guys like, man, what happened to the city?
Yeah,
what happened to him? Like, then we looked at BB.
Yeah,
it's a guy.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say his name, but probably one of the best linebackers to ever come out of Orangeburg County. Now just walks around. I'm not gonna go there. Shout out to him. You know you are. But okay. So you're doing this first. So the first crush your dream. So, but you're getting better.
Yeah,
okay,
getting better for sure.
So middle school comes along. I know you spend on weekends in Santee. You spend on weekends in Santee. Weekend Santee, nothing but trouble. Yeah. So you spend on weekends in Santee, and so because you said like Cousin James putting it into you. So 6th grade, are you playing for Summerton Middle, or are you still playing rec league?
So middle school is a weird time for me because I ended up not playing no middle school basketball.
Wow.
Yeah, I did no middle school basketball, and I did like 1 year, 2 years of like I missed that whole entire year of I think it was like 3 years, 2 years in middle school, something like that. 3 years in middle, I missed all of those, but I was devoted to working out. So me and James every weekend, every summer, we just straight working out.
So I got a hold right there now. Was there a particular reason? But that's a big gap because I got to mention that
politics, man.
Politics. So you already, I knew that been a reason now. So you already knew.
Yeah, I
my God, politics been that deep in middle school. I know it had politics in high school, ball.
Politics go all the way. I'm gonna be honest with you. Politics go all the way down to Pee Wee size, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something
about that. Shout out to Coach. I remember I will go way down to bring this up.
Yeah.
So it's an incident happened. A young lady was upset about. A young lady was upset that her child. I'm guessing the story. Upset that her child didn't make all-star. She felt child should make all-stars. Yep. And it led to a whole people commenting. But one name kept coming up in all them comments. That's why I only let my coach play for Coach Davis. No. They were telling you with it.
No.
But when the girl had the thing, the young lady, I'm gonna say girl, had the thing about the son not making it, and it was like, well, that's why I'm glad my son played for Coach Davis. That's why I only like Coach Davis because he taught the kids. And I was like, man, I said, but to your credit, I don't know if she got it up. I don't know if the city reported it and it's down, the post down. But there's a lot of comments, and your name was on like 4 or 5 of those comments.
This is when I was working for the city.
No, this was. Well, I almost been No, Coach. Coach, this was last month. This was last month. You know, this happened last month. You worked with the city.
Okay.
This happened last. I don't have even been a full month. I don't have been a full month.
That's how I
only been a full month that this incident happened. And like I said, just go to the city. No, this happened last month. He's had WLTX in it. But to your credit, there's a few moms in there. They were like that's why I like my coach. He really taught the kids. He made a difference. He was giving back. He showed my child something. He was fair. And then she went on to, when you said politics, and she went on to the politics thing. So I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
She was, when you said that, it brought me back. Okay. So you can explain or not explain Shout out to the young lady. You know who you are.
Yeah.
So Coach Davis on here. You can share. You can hear the share, and you can say this. The Coach Davis I was talking about. But so did the politics? I think some because everybody in politics. But see, I guess well,
it's everywhere.
see, I didn't play basketball, and to be fair to me, in middle school, it's easy when my God, I'm one of the biggest kids there, so I didn't face.
Yeah.
But I guess more like a quarterback, wide receiver position, maybe, and it might get because sons who will. So, in Summerton, was the politics more so? I don't know. You not one of the end cliques,
right.
or your daddy not, mama not one of the end cliques,
right.
or versus like the best. I don't care who it is, the best guy that I was gonna play.
It never was that per se. It was a list of things. And I believe, man, for all of this is what makes me like I believe to get to the position I am right now, coach. It just better it bettered me. But like I said, like you said, I wasn't from there per se. I wasn't at Warsaw Park, where like every weekend after school with all my friends or whatever. Parents wasn't allowing me to do that. Safety reasons, you know what I'm saying? And they're not from Santee, so
I get you, man.
they're just trying to keep me, out of trouble. Not saying that there's any trouble going on. We know our parents are.
Yeah, we ain't from here. You go out there, get us some trouble.
Right. So that side of it. My older siblings went to Scotch Ranch as well, but they went to Ellery all the way to high school. So they weren't, big Eagles as much as I became to be.
Okay.
We had coaches that were dads that did the father-son thing, and it's deep, man. It's deep, man.
Also makes
and it's only 15 jerseys. And I just told you how the Spurs was. The Spurs had about 9 boys, So
also makes a difference too. And see, when I think about the difference between you think about the mental difference between at that time, Orangeburg County versus now. Me and guys my age talk about it. Clark, the middle schools in Orangeburg were so big at one time. These middle school had to have 2 teams.
Oh, for sure.
So Summerton only had one team.
Yeah, one. Like there's one.
So it wasn't like an A, B, just one.
It was just middle school. There wasn't no B team and all this stuff. Like I didn't know what a B team was until like I graduated like high school and started hearing and getting in the coaching world. There's B team, JV, and Varsity. Like I didn't know what a B team, middle school B team, JV, Varsity. Yeah. So I thought B team was middle school. It's not. You know what I'm saying? But 1A school, shout out to 1A programs. 1A programs, produce a lot of dogs out of 1A programs. So a lot. Don't sleep on 1A.
But see, nobody. Let me tell you something. I talk trash. Not I know. I do got trash on 1A schools, but man, y'all got so much. I don't know about Branchville talk too much trash, but man, Calhoun County
1A dogs,
and they run their mouth. But they producing the dogs. Even Bowman. I mean, even from Estill, even because a lot of my family from Estill, and those I think what happened is somebody explained something to me, and they thought this was crazy. I said when I went to Orangeburg Wilkerson, when I went, because now enrollment so low now. I went to Orangeburg Wilkerson. My position was right guard. That's it.
That's it.
I didn't play D tackle. I didn't use special teams. My position was just right guard. But on the 1A schools, I'm talking about even the guys who be like 5-star prospects. Hey, quarterback and defensive end. It depends on what side the quarterback and safety. Matter of fact, one of the he probably, in my opinion, y'all best football player ever. Yeah. He was quarterback in DN. What was he? Quarterback in what? Quarterback in safety or quarterback in DN?
I can't remember what he was at on defense, but he was a quarterback. He ended up going to the league playing tight end.
Yeah, because Carolina has a great tight end.
And kind of, but honestly, you got to think about it now. Think about this now. If you were quarterback for 4 years and quarterback all the way through middle school, right? At a 4A school, you go to college and they switch you and change your position to tight end. You are less likely to be prepared for that switch.
Even accepted.
But a 1A star, you switch him from quarterback, you go to college and play tight ends. I've been switching positions all
the whole time. So by necessity.
Right. So the 1A, 4A, or 1A and whatever, the more, the region that you get into, classification, get into, like that don't matter, man. I think you got to Right, man.
The only thing changed, I think, is the facilities,
right,
and just the access to like
the
facilities and the
right.
like. And I'm gonna talk to this about some of your, I'm gonna say struggles, but some of the I'm gonna say character building. So that having that being a winning coach, because I tell people, and I don't have this no more, because when you're a big program, it's different. I don't know what it is for my mom to have to give me nothing to eat at the game, all before the game. We were fed before and after every game. When my son played Jordan, he played OW, they wanted the tracksuits back. Man, I had a tracksuit in a bag every year. So, but that's just some of the money. That's something we'll get into later. But you being the turning around that program, the illustrious Branchville High, the illustrious Branchville High. Shout out. I know some cool people from Branchville. Okay, so
politics.
Politics.
So I spent that whole
getting in work
from middle school, putting in work, man, just building my confidence, playing with other people.
How your dad felt about that? Because that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Because
my pops is a chill dude, man. He's a chill dude. Either you say fight through it, you know what I'm saying, or they never pressured me into playing.
Okay.
But it always was like, they looked at me like, why you keep going back? Like, why you dealing with it?
So you actually still go to tryouts?
I didn't go to no tryouts. I already knew what time it was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what time it was. And like I said, I speak my truth, man, and I don't sugarcoat nothing. I was not trash. I wasn't from there. Was my confidence where it needed to be at for me to be able to produce the weight? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have the people telling me,
man, you good, man.
Coaches telling me like where it's at. I only get that when I go back home, when I go back on that side. You know what I'm saying?
Did that ever cause you to be like, Mom, I think I want to go to that?
Oh, for sure.
At that time,
for sure.
At that time, Lake Marion balled at that time.
Dude, man, I wanted to go to Lake Marion so bad, bro. You don't understand, dude. It was one summer, man. It was one time I begged my parents, and God rest his soul, my uncle Wayne just passed. Was it December of the year before last? He was this close to letting me stay at his house just so I could go to Lake Marion and play ball there. Like it was that close. And I almost talked my parents into doing it, man. And then some things fell through at the last minute, dude. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it because Lake Marion was even stacked. But it would have been home, and I would have to deal with that.
And that was a stack. I'm talking about they were running 7, 8 deep,
12, 15.
Man, they were good.
I was there. So yeah, man, that did make me want to leave. But again, like this is on the show to how I ended up getting the situation I'm at. I ain't leave at Varsity. Yeah.
Okay, so you get this. So you play AAU. So when you doing AAU, are you doing your thing? Are you doing your thing in AAU?
That helped me build some confidence, man. Okay. Working out with different coaches that I'm saying I have no clue. They don't know who I am. That right there is fair game for everybody. Okay. It's fair game for everybody. So that's why I end up getting the AAU myself. You know what I'm saying? So that pushes you forward. That help me out. Okay. So yeah. So you AAU, you don't play Scott Branch basketball. So you get ninth grade. So what made you say ninth grade? All right, I'm gonna get this thing because I know still got to be some politics now. More politics. Okay. Boy, hey, I'm speaking the truth, man. Speaking the truth, man. More politics. So, but obviously, you end up playing ninth grade. So how did that go? So you ninth grade JV. But you made it with ease. You didn't. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay. That wasn't no problem. Okay. I was making teams. It was no problem. Okay. But JV, and because my freshman year, Scott Branch had a pretty good varsity team. My freshman year. So I played JV. We had a good year. Who was my coach? I don't even want to mention him. Yeah. I know you want good because when you got a good coach, I know guys right now because we can name we can name our little league coach, middle school coach. But I got 1 or 2 coaches that were named nameless. I got 1 or 2 coaches right now. If I see them, I might square off with them. I might square off with them. I might square off with them. Yeah, man. So I don't want to mention. I don't want to give you no credit. But Yeah, so 2 years at JV.
Okay.
It was real good. I got asked to get pulled up, and the Christian family pulled 10th grades up and whatnot. But I ended up playing varsity my 11th and 12th grade year.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
But every year at Shotgun, I had a different coach. Every single year. Every single year. The first 2 years of JV, I had the same dude. But after that, I had 3 coaches in 4 years.
That's not normal at all.
Stable, bro.
Because most high school coaches, man, I know some high school coaches they stay too long
Facts.
because they need to let
Don't do it. Don't do that, man.
But okay, so I want to go back there. So when you get the junior year, what kind of season are you having?
Junior year, confidence is dead now.
Okay.
Confidence is dead now, man.
Point, shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
Okay.
Shooting guard. I wasn't no high school point. I wasn't a high school point. I was 2 and I picked the 2 and the 3.
Okay.
I was a shooter. Shooter, man. I still haven't met nobody that can shoot better than you right now. Right now, dog. Right now. That's how I feel.
Hey, talk to your trash, coach.
Talk to
your trash, coach.
Shooter, man. I used to say I shoot too much. I just had that confidence, but like in that aspect of shooting the ball.
Okay.
So shoot 2 and playing the 2 and playing the 3.
Okay.
My junior and senior year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you balling. So coach, I don't know. Did you play college ball? Never played college ball. Okay.
I had 2. My first year, I was gonna play at Tech at Owensboro. They losing the team, and I ended up getting the what is it called? Man, what's the thing called? Like a workout visit for Denmark and Voorhees.
Okay.
Senior year, towards the back end of my senior year, I ended up messing up my knee. So I felt like, man, I'm not gonna do this no more. I'm gonna focus on the money side.
Okay. I definitely get it. So would you mind the knee injury, because that is a real life that a lot of us have been through. I know somebody been through. So what exactly was it? I
hyperextend my knee real bad.
Okay.
This knee right here. Still to this day, man. Some days I feel like I'm 16 again. Some days I feel like I'm 80, bro.
Let me tell you something. I know about it. I'm having a back issue, and my daughter said, "Marvin, you the youngest, healthiest, oldest man I know. I'll be good some days. As soon as I wake up, like I'm on back. Hey man, I feel you. That's how I do when them knees get up. Knees start popping. Hey man. So you get it, okay? So you got man, I got to hurt. Your senior year
was my best year.
Your best year, and you got hurt. How far into the season?
In some way, mid-season, I never got back right.
Okay.
For real. Doctor said like mixture of growing things at the same time and injuring it, so it wasn't a good mixture. But it never got right the same. Till this day, man, if I lay down or something, it just slide out of place. Yeah, pop right in. I'm used to it now.
So when you're doing that, so you're playing, so you like, okay, so at this point, do you feel as though, man, it's over? Do you stop be like, okay, now it's time for me to focus on the next chapter in life?
I didn't want to feel that way. Excuse me, but like I said, with a mixture of politics and having one, feel like I got robbed with the early years of my middle school and middle school career and early high school. Like I felt like, dang, all right, let me just face it, you know what I'm saying? So mentally, I prepared myself to, all right, if I can't play college because of his injury, why not go to school for physical therapy? You know what I'm saying? So I went into physical therapy to still be around.
Correct.
To still be around.
And what school did you go to?
I went to OC Tech and I went to Southern State.
Okay. Shout out OC Tech. I went to OC Tech twice. First I went to OC Tech, I was not ready. Even though it was OC Tech,
OC Tech is not easy now.
No.
It's a good school.
In a good school. This being a young man in a
What major? What did you mean?
No, I was made general, whatever they call it, general, whatever, like general pastor. Now I'm going to transfer. I'm going to be a communist program.
Okay.
Went to Tech, got all gone, and I have my beautiful, lovely producer, which is my daughter. I start going to Tech. I have my beautiful daughter. it was one of the blessings that came from that.
Right.
Okay, so but you went to Tech, graduated, then you go to OC Tech. Still, does it go to still physical therapy? Cause I remember OC Tech had that. It's called the Guardians or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Guardians.
Yeah.
That's what they had the team. The year I got there, that's when they canceled the team. I'm like, man. So I went there for physical therapy. So they canceled the team. And so I was like, man, let me face reality. Okay. So I getting in that, long story short, it wasn't the physical therapy wasn't what it was. And I left there and decided to just go into education and boom. There you go.
Okay.
I mean, so
what's your major at state? Just
elementary education.
Okay. That's what's up.
Stars just aligned, and I ended up at the high school.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to do the cover Mr. program.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So how was your time at Cyclone State?
Man, listen here.
I got you, Bible study. I got you. I got you. That's what I tell you. Hey, prayer and Bible study. That's how we do. Prayer and Bible study. Okay, so.
But yeah, when I was at Tech though, I ended up getting with one of my advisors, and my advisors put me on, with Varsity. But I met y'all boys there.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where all.
So at that time, you left.
I wasn't even in education yet.
Oh, so that's what you a Varsity. You still at OC Tech. Wow. Okay. So how was that? So how was that experience when your father put you on that? How was that experience? Let's talk about working at Parks and Rec. How was that experience? We can do good and bad. Let's talk the good first.
Good first. Networking.
Okay.
Number one thing. I met a lot of amazing people, man. And lifetime friends, people I still stay in contact with, people I ended up branching out and doing bigger and better things with, people that started off as a work relationship, it became family, So that's the biggest thing about it. Some of my kids to this day, I started out when most of my kids I started out with were 3 and 4, and now they're like 8th grade and 9th grade, 10th grade. So I get to see them progress as young men and young women. That was the beauty of it. And I learned, I found out that my passion for coaching, like I can remember being games, man, and would say, I can never be a coach. Like, this is too much. This is a lot.
Especially them, because I know I'm with you. I'm there. So with them babies,
I had 3 and 4. That's my first year of coaching, 3 and 4. I still got them plaques.
That's
Yep. I see it.
But that's teaching patience because you don't have any kids now or then. But at that time, how old are you?
At that time, man, I'm like 19, 20, 20, 21. I've been there for 4, 5 years.
Okay.
I've been there.
19, 20, 21, coaching 3 and 4-year-olds. So what was that? So what was that? Speak on that experience. To go from
you would have kids. You would have a fast break, and it'll be 3 kids going this way, and you got 2 of them over here in the stands crying. You got one over here biting somebody. You got to run on the court, pick the man up and bite somebody. Look down and see, hey, it's a lot. You're running out of bounds. Hey, the 3 and 4-year-old, that 3 and 4-year-old league is not for the weak.
It's not, but even with the 3 or 4-year-old, it's always like 1 or 2 black.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I know you. Yeah, he gonna go somewhere.
It's always 1 or 2. So you do that, So at that time when you first got there, so was Zach there or Zach?
Zach was there. Avery was there.
Okay.
Santee was there.
Okay.
Joe was there.
Okay.
Was there.
So everybody from them. So that's crazy how the universe and God works. So you go there, then doing this job, you realize your passion for coaching. Because at that time, I think your job was y'all had to coach for any team that didn't have a coach.
When I was working there, you had to coach for any team.
That's still how it is.
Yeah. So I ended up having like 14 at one time. Yeah, man. I had a 1, 3, and 4-year-old team. I had 2 6 and 7-year-old teams, and I had 8 to 10. So
I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it because 8 to 10.
That's the quote unquote big boy league.
Yes,
we do our thing. So
okay. So you get there. So you're experiencing it year 1, year 2. So at what point at working at the race, at what point you was like, I think I really want to get into. I don't really want to get into coaching.
When we won district championship,
Mm-hmm.
district championship, and you can go to the gym right now and our banner is up
Mhm.
there. What I mean, that right there, that group of kids, man, those two coaches I coach with, that's when I knew, like, man, this is passion. Coach Tremaine Smalls, shout out to Tremaine Smalls.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing his own thing with CSYB in Rock Hill. Shout out to Jimmy Peoples. He's a assistant head coach at Bowman High School.
Okay.
Those are my brothers, man. So I started with them, and they older than me, man. You say how old are y'all? I was older than me, but they really like my brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's where it all started at. We grounded it out, man, with a group of 8, 10-year-old young boys, and still to this day, I have a relationship with all of those young men right now. They're in the 8th and 9th grade right now, 10th grade as well.
Yep. Shout out to Jazz. I think one of them was Jazz song.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jazz too. All EU. Cause then, okay, so at what point? Cause then I remember I said, bro, hey, always cool, always talking to you at the thing. Then I just went from there down. You was like, man, you know what? I'm about to start my own AAU team.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you leap on faith for that? Cause that's a big difference from the rec provides everything you need to like. So I want to do AAU.
Yeah. Like I said, being in the rec and you sitting there realizing, okay, I don't want a district championship, we don't want to the little state and we lost that state. I'm like, dang, man, like
And shout out to Orangeburg who did that again this year.
Yeah. Ross, Coach Ross and all that.
Ross, I forgot my man name. I talk to him every time because his son is a baller too. My bad.
Kendrick Ross, his son, and Tremaine Small son played.
Okay, so Kendrick Ross,
Vic played.
So his son kind of tall, right? Okay, yeah.
So I got complacent with doing that. I was like, man, I still love it, bro, but I want more.
Okay,
so I want to branch out, because it's good. You don't know how good your kids are. You don't know how good you are until you branch out. So you can be good in Orangeburg, but you got to see what's up to it.
Correct.
So it was an organization in Orangeburg that started to grow Garden City Elite.
Okay.
And I was just, like I said, my homeboy coach Jimmy People, he was coaching, and I was like, man, like, how can I get plugged in? It was real tight, man. It was hard to crack that group, that family, that organization. And I was like, man, you gotta put me on, man. He's like, I got you. And so one day after a rec game, because he coached rec as well, and he left and walked outside. He's like, man, come on, I'm about to go. And it was packing up to actually go to a tournament. So I went outside. I met the two CEOs, Ms. Jade Robinson and Priscilla Robinson. Shout out to them. Had a little brief conversation. And it was tight up first, man. They're tight at first. It's hard to crack. It's hard to crack the loop. But once I got in, man, they finished that year. I didn't coach that first year. That second year, I ended up getting brought into the team and getting the 9th grade group. That happens. As soon as I get in, I finally get in. COVID hit. So I only got 2 months of practice with that group my first year. So COVID hit, and so we had to take a whole year off. And so my quote unquote second year was really my first year.
That's where you really got the chance.
Really got the chance to do it. Okay.
Okay. So you're doing AAU. Look at, because I'm keeping up with just shout out to Facebook when people not using it for mess. Facebook is really good because we all get to keep up with each other. It compliments from Facebook. The good when you use it for the good. Because I remember you like, okay, you remember you had the lime green joint song.
Yep, lime green.
Yep,
and baby blue.
Yep, the lime green joint song. So you're doing your thing. So at this time, what is your profession? At this time,
what am I doing? Oh, at that time. Good question. I think I'm still in school.
Okay.
Oh, what am I doing? Part of it, I'm at Parks and Rec still.
Okay.
Because this is after, so a little bit, it's COVID kind of shut us down. School. I think it's school, man.
Okay.
School
okay. So
I think it's school.
Not teaching yet.
No, not yet.
Okay. So you do things. Y'all balling. So what transition? So I want to know because you're really an anomaly. Let me tell you an anomaly. I guess like you said about your struggle. You are the first coach that I've ever seen that has not taken the traditional coach route. Hold on, somebody got a question. What's the question?
I got a question. The cheer David said he to your mom.
So somebody don't got hey, somebody say hey, tell mama hey.
Come on.
Hey, hey, that's mama's man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That was good. So shout out to my producer, Moshe.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's my daughter for all wondering. We shouldn't be wondering. Okay, so yeah, because you probably have, like I said, the most non-traditional to end up becoming a like bro, like you in the like you big boy these. Like you went from like I can see you like you I'm pretty sure you might have worked well that you tell the story, but like I can see you like you over and this is north, so guys don't take this any kind of way. I can see you just like over B team, over JV. You know, that would be like okay, but like you the varsity head coach at a high school that actually has a tradition, and you know they have these spells, has a tradition of some good basketball. Now they volleyball powerhouse, but always have these great. I'm talking about runs, tradition of basketball. So what was that? What was that transition?
I tell people all the time, man, like it sounds crazy when I say this, but COVID, that 2020 year was like the best year of my life so far. You know what I'm saying? So much happened for me. God allowed a lot of things to fall in my favor for those during those months or that year.
Okay.
A lot of good things happened, and you know, getting to that school happened. Getting that call and saying I was referred to that position, man, was good.
So what position? What position was this?
Head varsity.
Wait a minute.
So I applied for the girls because I heard they needed the girls too. So I was like,
so hold on. So you but at that point you're not teaching yet. So you're still in school. And you just man, you talk about man, you moving on faith for real, brother.
Facts.
So wow. So you still in school and you applied for the varsity head girls coach. Okay.
And I
want you to take that in.
And I was like, man, maybe I won't get it. You know, and I'm coming from A, you coming from Rick. This don't happen. But let me get my foot in the door. So, but I want the boys. That's what I want to do. Eventually I want to be a boys. So I am putting my paperwork in, and so my references is, so my athletic director, he ended up calling, in my references and looking at my resume at the time and said, people that he called spoke very highly of me. He was like, well, I'll tell you this. He's like, I don't, you know, you're young, so I don't want you, you know, coaching. You know, I don't even put you in that situation. Not saying that's you, but I just don't want to put you in that situation. It just not a good vision because what are you? At that time, what are you? I'm like, I got it at 20. 22, yeah.
See, even your age was a blessing for you because that's not even that don't even
happen, bro. Yeah. So I asked. So he said, "But this is what I do. I'm not gonna give you put you on the girls staff. But we're gonna talk to the boys. I've hired a head coach already, but I'm gonna put you on. Ask him to put you on his staff. So at 23 years old, I got on that staff and whatnot. And, you know, the rest is history.
So you got on that staff. So because I want to make sure we get you on the staff, but you're still in school. So at that point, which is was early education. So at that point, so you're on the staff. So did you graduate the next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you graduate next year.
Yeah. So my second year.
So you graduate, and obviously you had to take the practice.
Not quite. I took it. My route was so weird, man.
My route was so weird. Boy, you talking about? Boy, you got God on your side.
Man. I still gotta go through all that situation, but I got people helping me with that.
Okay. So Jesus.
Yeah, man.
So let's take it back again. Yeah. Boy, God, boy. Hey, Mama, that's right, Mama. You get on the Mama. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first come on the staff,
tough.
So are you and you also because most people that get a staff, they already know each other. So you come on a staff that you don't even know who the coach is, the head coach is, have no relationship, and so I'm Understood. How welcoming or not welcoming was he to pretty much the AD saying this young man is going to be on your staff?
The head coach at that time, he was very welcoming. He really wasn't, okay, man, I got this. This is me.
Mhm.
He was like, hey, welcome me into doing things.
Okay.
I mean, he saw that like once I got to practice and saw my work ethic with the kids and how much I knew and how passionate I was. Man, he let me have it. And that was days I just run practice. I got a confidence to be too. You got it. I'm trusting. Take it over, I got it that way. Yep. So I did 2 years under him. 2 years under him.
So you was assistant head coach at the time?
Assistant head coach.
So you came in as the head coach. Or did you work up?
Straight in.
Man, God is good to you, bro.
Right.
God is good to you
every day, man. I say that every day. I'm blessed, bro.
Yes, you come and sit the head coach. You make a difference. Okay, now this is the thing. How hard or not hard was it to be a coach of these kids even with y'all age gap being so small? How was that transition? Y'all, did you have to put your foot down?
Because they still to this day, man, they don't know my age. And I feel like a lot of time I go to school tomorrow, they're gonna figure it out and they're gonna map it out. But like, they didn't know. They couldn't tell.
Okay.
People still look at me like, there's no way you're that young. Okay. People say I got an old soul.
Okay.
So the students couldn't know. They couldn't tell. I came in. I understand that. Okay, the age. It's not like I'm 20 years old. These kids, so they don't look like. How can we try? I just came in firm, man. I came in and demanded respect, and
there you go.
And I got respect. So they never looked at it as an age thing.
Okay.
No, but it was fortunate for me too because a lot of ways the older coaches couldn't relate to them. I can relate. So.
Which is a real thing.
Right. One day practice is going on, and I just cut the speaker on. I'm playing. They listen to. They looking like, hey, what you know about that? So it helped me out. It helped me out in the way of balance. But they know. They knew. Like once I was locked in to get serious, like I was, But yeah.
Okay. So what happens year 2 to where you end up getting the position of head coach for Branchville High School? What happened with that transition?
Year 1 we go over.
Okay. Not talking about what happened to where like the coach did the coach leave? That's what I mean.
Okay.
He stayed in a position.
Year 2 he gave it up. He ended up winning. I said first we went over. Second year we won 4 games.
And that's all out of
in everything.
No, I'm saying how many games you been upset for?
And then we had 22, played 22 seasons. Okay. So it was and that's after COVID. That's the COVID year. So it's a lot to go into that now. It's a lot to go into that. And so the next year we went 4, and but I'm more into. I'm not going over again. I ain't never gonna open nothing. I ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? So we work, and we work, and we ended up getting those games that we got, and a lot of big, really good schools. We had close games with, and so people was recognizing that we on the ups. So I got that year. He was like, man, you know what, man? Like, you got the passion for it, you got the energy for it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to spend more time with my family during this time because he coaches everything. So I'm gonna give it to somebody I know he'll be in good hands with. We had that conversation over the summer, man, and he ended up talking to our athletic director, and the change made it. Change was made. So yeah, man.
Well, that's a blessing, boy.
It is.
Well, that's a blessing. Okay. So now you coming in.
Now I'm coming in. I'm ready.
I'm gonna tell you something. Now you gonna stay. I know that had been an emotional moment, bro.
Yeah, man.
I know that had been an emotional moment.
For sure. Because like I said, going back to earlier on, like all that I had to deal with and how my story was, it was deserving. Like everybody that they used to put before me, like, and nothing wrong with what I'm about to say, but they're doing different things, and like I get paid to be around the game now. I get paid to teach it, like it's passion. I don't wake up no day when I go to Branchville High School, sit in my office, and then get up, and once I leave my office and go to practice, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like it's passion. I'm getting paid for passion. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. And once that moment happened for me, I was like, shout out to God for that.
Once you find something you love to do, you're never working another thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I love what I do.
Never love what I do. So okay, so you got it now. You're the head coach.
Yeah, man.
So what's the record? What's your record this year?
Our record this year, we finished 9-15.
Okay.
9-15. 9-15. Uh, that's the most wins since the 2012 season. That's the 20 since the Twins. So the Twin Towers. That's the most wins since the Twin Towers was there. And they boys out of school almost 10 years.
Yeah, I remember they was balling in.
For a while too.
Okay.
So we had a big year, man. I feel like for the time, I mean, to see Branchville have games where it's packed.
Or
people standing up.
Or they be talking.
And they talking now.
They be talking.
I felt like, man, I'm like, dang, man, like, that was sometimes the games I would sit there and just look around.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it's back. I feel like it's on the way back. I had a pretty good team. And every coach will say this, man, like, I feel like we should have won that game. There's a lot of games, man, that we should have won, but we have to deal with a lot of, adversity. Every coach, every team does. I'm not making no excuses. But we are definitely I believe this year was one of the hardest 9 to 15 teams that you will play.
I believe
it. They ain't no question.
I believe it.
With my senior Abraham Williams, 6'6" center, averaging about 15 and 7 this year. I had another senior that's about to graduate, Bryce Brunson, number 30. He averaged 15. He finished number 2 in the region last year. In the region with Bamberg, Estill, Bowman, and
Estill ball.
He was last year. He finished number 2 in the region. Okay. And I had 3 guards, man. 3 guards, dogs. 3 guards, and I feel like nobody can stay in front of them. 3 of them, man.
And what are their classifications?
I have one is a sophomore, and this year they're sophomore. He's a sophomore, and then next year he'll be a junior. Let's speak on next year. So next year he'll be junior, and then 2 of them will be senior. So So I got 2 more years with him.
But see, I think the best thing is, and no offense to Branchville when I say this, it's almost like you shout out to my homeboy who used to be the coach of Branchville too. Shout out Reggie. Shout out Reggie. Reggie goes Branchville. He had them boys winning. I think he had them team like that. 09, 10. I don't know where you had Reggie. Shout out to Reggie, Coach Reggie. But this is what I think, and you tell me it's right. I think it's kind of hard. It's not hard, but you're doing it for life. Like you have to change their mindset of like we supposed to win games versus like that should be in the game. That should be in the game. I'm using this equivalent just because of the Branchville. Like them Branchville volleyball girls expect to win every game.
They get bored.
and it shows, and they've been that good for like the past 20 years because they have such a high expectation. So I believe that with you coming in and the young coaches, sometimes some places need that young blood. Some of the high schools might be some younger blood. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna say which high schools. I ain't gonna say where they're located at. Maybe close, maybe not close. Maybe in the city, but sometimes you need that, and you can feed into them, and see with that kind of energy, you can teach them like, man, we supposed to win versus like that should make it close. And so, do you feel as though like you look like the freshmen coming up because they're looking now, the freshmen, sophomore, even like the middle schoolers.
I have some students right now, man, that and when I say this, I'm gonna say something after that. But I have some students now, man, that they want to become just basketball players at Branchville. But I don't believe. As they're coming from one of these schools, you should play one sport. You gotta spread it out. So even if they want to do that now, because I'm there, and because the program is changing, I'll kind of always take no. You playing football, no, you running track, you playing baseball. But the love for the game is definitely coming there. I mean, we have students just that don't even play. They just want to come to the game. They want to see me outside when they come out off of the see me in the hallways and whatnot. They want to see who these players are. They want to see AJ Dunk. They want to see a competitive Branchville team. Parents, people from the community coming out. The vibe is definitely changing in the when it comes to Branchville basketball. It died a little bit. I'm be honest, it died. People used to play Branchville and feel like, oh, that's an easy win. That's that we playing Branchville now.
That's a dub.
I played Branchville. Easy win. I'm like, you know, so
they had two. I remember two. Well, I tell you, they had these little pockets of like
they'll be good for 2 years and they go back down. I'm trying to make it. Yeah.
Then they had, it's great high school out there. Cause shout out Hansel. They'll have Hansel. I don't know Hansel. Hansel probably about 6'7". Hansel got to be in his 40s. Then even when Reggie was playing, Reggie about 6'5", 6'6". Then the gap. Then they had to do. I think it's Chaz. Chaz. Then another gap. Then they had them twins. But that's 4 teams in 60 years, man. I'm not saying 60 years. I'm thinking that you're Reggie. But that's a long time to go without a consistent, like,
Yeah. And I think with us, this team that we had and will have in the next 4 years, I think we will be able to be that team, another team in the window. But like I said earlier, like it's definitely changing, and it's not gonna change over one day.
No,
that's not gonna happen. I have to always remind myself that. And my homeboy, Jimmy Peoples, he always like, man, slow down, man.
You talking from the bottom.
Yeah, you gotta.
No offense to Branchville.
Yeah, you gotta, and like you say, I've had situations where opportunities at other places, but I feel like I don't want to go to a place where the table and the meal is already set. I want to make my own table and set my own meal myself.
And then you make your own legacy.
There you go. So the challenges, man, I face, like I said, all coaches do. I'm not saying that mine is bigger than anybody else. But it's not a basketball driven place, So yeah, there you go. I like that. Yeah. So you it's like sometimes some days it's like pulling teeth, but the other days it's like, oh yeah, I see the big plan right now. I see the big plan. So for sure.
Okay. So we have to go on. So that's the question. So did any of your guys, the seniors, get any looks from any colleges?
Abraham is getting some looks right now. We can't speak on it yet.
Okay.
Because we still, for one, undecided, and we have like some options that we're looking at.
Okay.
So he has
looks.
Yeah, he has looks, and there's people I'm in contact with for him.
Okay.
Already. So
okay. So I just want to say looks because I tell people, one thing I'm about to throw another shot.
Throw them all night. Throw another one. Throw another one.
One thing that'd be crazy to me is like coaches winning all these games and all these championships, but nobody going to school. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care. I said nobody going to school. And you can't say it's the players don't got it like academic. Some players don't got academic, but guess what? The same players that happen to play football can somehow still get scholarships. Nah, I don't understand that. But so I always ask coach because I understand something hard with it. Nobody except 1 or 2, and the 1 or 2 don't count because 1 is whatever. But anyway, but I'm not saying that even with that he's getting a look, and even when he's getting looks, the other guys,
for sure,
they know he's getting a look because they in practice too. And when somebody comes say, hey, come in for a second. And so he knows what's going on, and that's I'm gonna tell you something, man. You got the story, So also shout out because it's part of your story too. Shout out the other Abraham,
the dad.
No, Tasha's son. That's on your coaching staff.
Jaquan.
Yeah, Jaquan.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Jaquan, man.
Shout out all my coaches, Coach Williams, Coach RJ Felder, Coach Jelani, Thomas Williams, Jaquan. Yeah, man. Jaquan got the story. I told him. I said that's his story. I can't tell the story for him. But
it couldn't wait. This is my thing. That's why I hate when people give excuses and people say I'm too I'm too hard. But when I see a man that just lost his leg and can't wait to get on the sideline, coach, what's your excuse?
Facts.
This man fighting to get on the sideline to coach to help be the coach, help be an assistant coach. Lost his leg and fighting to get back on the court. What's your excuse?
You ain't got no.
What's your excuse?
I told him, man, like I couldn't be in that situation. I ain't the strongest one. You know what I'm saying? So if that happened to me, I ain't the same person, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's his story. Like his last days, like he motivates me, and he brings so much energy to the team, so much energy to practices, man. And he's a that's a different type of dude, man. Different type of dude.
He got it,
Different
man.
type of dude.
Shout out, that boy, because
He's the only person I know, man, that can have it too. He'll make a joke out of it. I swear. He got that energy, man.
No, yeah.
Got that energy, man.
And shout out to his mom for doing that. Shout out to his uncle.
His brother, man. His brother, Jonathan Gatson, Abraham, whatnot. Without him, you know what I'm saying, he helping his brother get in there, and it's like he became a help to the team as well. So that's pretty tight family, man. They really blessed people.
Okay, so shout out all the Abrahams and I can buy log. I don't want to say the other name. Jesus, I'm sorry, y'all. God, Gatson. Shout out Abrahams and Gatson. Okay, so man, Coach, Coach, next year, let me tell you something too, Coach. Man, your story, man. Hey, see, guys, this is the purpose of Marvinsportsandlife. We got 2 back-to-back stories. Last week was Jabbar Ellis. I didn't know he didn't get a scholarship offer to his senior year, senior season. This year, Coach got I got 2 Disney stories. Coach got a Disney story. They go from there to just how everything aligned, man, to being a head coach.
Back in school, man. While I'm still doing what I'm doing. Yep. Grind don't stop, man.
The grind don't stop.
Family always say slow down, man. But shoot, I mean,
tell you something. No, slow down. Let me tell you something, especially because then there's going to come a time where you're going to have a family. Then that's when you will want to slow down. Let me tell you why you now put the pedal. And I was going to say it right here because I got y'all share Coach that flyer I had out. I appreciate that. Man, I got some comments. Man, Coach look like Black Panther guy. Listen, Coach.
Somebody said that.
For real. I've had so you heard it before. Oh, okay. like a few people like, man, he looks just like Chadwick. I don't know what the brother name, but Black Panther.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm gonna make sure. Yeah. I said on camera. But I'm glad to know, hey, y'all ain't crazy. Coach I heard before. But man, Coach.
Next year, man, I'm ready.
Next year. So
next year too.
Hey, man, it feels so good to be like, bro. I was like, and shout out to Coach for also was doing training one time. Coach also trained Lil Marvin one time. Yeah. But like, bro, it just feels so good as a brother, like to see you out there running around, setting up flag football stuff, being out there to go from that to outside of AAU to God. God put you in position.
That's what did it.
God put you in position to apply for a job. The AD say no. So what do you say? Our plans is not God plans. God less on our plans. God said, you know what? I'm gonna put you in a better position. Then when you get there, the head coach notices. He sees like, man, this guy. Shout out to a head coach. Shout out to a head coach or any man
coming off the pedestal.
Like, you know what? This man is better than me. This man will be better for the situation than I am right now. And a lot of guys are doing that. Like, man, I'm scared.
Yeah,
they find me.
I appreciate him for doing that, man, because he could have easily said that and getting them sex, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was like, man, he's the guy for it, you know. And I don't never, you know, every time I see him, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a good relationship anyway. Like that was my guy. He still works at the school. But for him doing that, like, I know some people have been selfish. So him doing that, that's major. That's major. For sure. That's major.
And I love that. What's his name?
Al Hayden.
Shout out Coach Hayden for knowing to give it up. Coach Hayden, I need you to go on your coach Rolodex and send that text out to the coaches. Here and there, maybe. But man, Coach, man, episode 89. I want to thank you for coming on here, Coach, because this is the thing. I want you to look, especially the younger guys. You can be something. Y'all see, coaches the head. And this one thing too. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. But I don't want to say that. Some of those guys that you coach in AAU that are going to be very good, somehow might be great. Somehow might end up paying for Branchville. Anonymously, I think their parents might move. And we're going to say that for legal high school big reasons. But some of those guys, but we all know how the programs is. But even if it's not those, people know how the programs work and how even with the football, especially the great league do it. I don't know how they able to do it legally and no nobody better ask. But like I think they're probably going to charge us. Yeah, and they had got kids coming and going as they please. But now when you start looking like, hey, matter of fact, I can talk about it because he didn't come. It was I know a young man who was leaving another school, and one of the schools that was brought up was Branchville. Like he was trying to go to Branchville, but something happened for whatever reasons. But think about it. But now it's even brought up like, man, I could play I could play Coach Davis, man. Never used to. Yeah, never. Unless you send your daughter for volleyball. Because football don't count. They just got a football team in the past 11 years, maybe. Yeah. So I'm not gonna fault them for that. Usually you build a program from scratch. But so you coach football too? Yeah, I have DVs in football. I'm a skills with DVs. Okay, so wide outs and okay. Yeah, man. Teach them boy how to move them hands, move them feet. Man. So like, how's that? I mean, I like football. I like doing it. Obviously, number one passion is basketball, but don't get me wrong, I love the football. Well, they helping out. Yeah, I love helping out and doing my part. You know what I'm saying? Building a relationship with the guys and other coaches. You know what I'm saying? Those favors translate to the next season. So with me, asking him, hey, coach, hey, put a bug in this player to play basketball. Yeah, man, you put a bug in that guy to get him on the floor field. Yeah, so it goes hand in hand, man. But you also said something, I mean, that a lot of guys don't understand. You said you don't want your, especially at the younger age, maybe if you're a senior, whatever. You say you don't want your guys to just be basketball players. You want them to play other sports. Because I don't think sometimes they realize the translation. I can see it, man. I got kids, man, that should have played football, but they stopped. You can see it on the court. They want to shoot, they dribble, they want to get tough, they looking for foul, and they easily get pushed and they drive to the basket. Yeah, they don't have a low center of gravity when like making layups on block. That's a lack of football. And I got the football players on the basketball court that never played basketball. They're too aggressive. They don't know how to reach with the the outside hand for a ball, steal a pass. They tackle the dudes on the court, they hand the ball too hard. Layup comes straight off the lack of basketball. So it goes hand in hand, man. The ones that didn't play, didn't run track. It takes us a while for them, even some workouts, get conditioned. You did track, man, it won't be so bad. So I got a group of guys, that this upcoming year, man, we're gonna be. This might be one of the best teams. Man, you know what? And I hope I know for sure. It's shout out to the Bone Barbershop. Yeah. Shout out to the Bone Barbershop. Dude, JB. Yep. Man. Yeah. Shout out to the Bone Barbershop. But we actually were supposed to. What happened? We actually all were supposed to come to a Branchville High School game this year. This man, that's like no, because I think he made the one. I think they came to the Bowman game. Yeah. The Bowman game. Yeah. He made. He like, hey, man, I'm about to go here. I'm about to go here. Yell at coach. Yeah. That's exactly what he told me. He said, man, I'm about to go here. I'm gonna start yelling at coach. I was like, man. The boys always so supportive. Even with Marvinsportsandlife. Always so supportive. Like those, like on some real. Those like some of the biggest. So I came to Owensburg. I met a lot of people. Yeah. But those dudes right there are easily in my top 10 when it comes to most supportive people. For me, coming down, I just left the shop from here coming here. You know what I'm saying? They were just, just speaking life into like the situation in the podcast, and what I'm saying that they remember, because you started using the shop. Yeah. You started using the shop. And I met them through that. What I'm saying? They found that we knew each other anyway, so it became a big. Yeah, it's a big family, but shout out to Rudy and JB, man. Shout out to Rudy, JB, and shout out to the Bone Barbershop. And there's still gonna be some more interviews to the Bone Barbershop. Because boys, I got a phone call today, y'all. Oh yeah, I got a phone. That's how we do now. Yeah, that's how we do. But that's my dog. And also shout out to my other homeboy, JB and Fairs. That's been A1 dog. I met all them boys together at Fairs Barbershop. Shout out to the other JB at Fairs, and shout out to JB at To the Bone, and shout out and Rudy. But before that you go, Coach, it got to be one thing. We talked about this one thing. This one thing. Last Christmas time. Last Christmas time, y'all. I'm on Facebook. Shout out to Moses. I think Moses last name Smith. Shout out to Moses, Promised Land Band. Shout out to Promised Land Band. And I was out here at Emily's Eatery in Vance and met one of the young ladies. I forgot your name. I think it might be something Brain. I think I last name Brain. Tisha Brain, who on Emily Eatery. Great food. Y'all go check it out. And she said, hey, I'll pay for Promised Land Band. So anyway, so back to Promised Land, man. So last Christmas, y'all, I'm just scrolling through Facebook. 2 Christmas ago, I'm just scrolling through Facebook. I'm just scrolling through Facebook. This Facebooking. And I fish Facebooking. I look. I say, that's Coach. Y'all, Coach when they singing Christmas carols. And I ain't talking about being funny. I'm talking about like Coach when they Tevin Campbell. Like Coach.
You dirty dog. Man, you ain't right.
Hey, Coach on there, Coach on there. Hey, Coach on this Tevin Campbell. I said, I ain't no Coach can sing.
Right, man.
I said, hey, Coach did it on camera. And you know, Moses got about 5. Moses got about 5 angles. Moses got them fans. I said, Coach on there to Tevin Campbell for Christmas. So because I couldn't let that one go. And I told the barbershop.
That's a good question, dog.
The barbershop like, what? What you know what I'm saying? So, Coach, so you've been singing your whole life, or this something new?
This man really gonna.
Hey, y'all go find it. He might have more to take it down. He might have more.
That's crazy.
He might have more to take it down by now.
Most of them. So shout out to Moses, man. It's like family.
Okay,
we grew together in church. Church boy.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. So we grew that way. I almost had my car, but I didn't get on. I was really into instruments.
Okay,
and whatnot. Learned the piano for a little bit, keyboard a little bit. It was mainly a drum.
Okay.
I always had a gift. I could sing.
Okay.
But I was always shy.
Okay.
Only people in my house growing up do it. And then it got to a point, man. I was like, hey, Moses, because Moses was doing a top 50 artists, and he was doing like a list of top 50 artists. He was trying to work with everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Moses. Moses, we still gonna link to. He sure did.
Facts. So Moses, you got to do some work together. You got to do this, man. Man, you ain't talking because he know I just be talking, man. I don't be trying to,
Yeah.
But when I started seeing certain people, get out there, and I'm like,
oh.
and I started down, man.
I'm not you, man.
Yeah, and I think, don't get me wrong, I think it was during the pandemic.
It was during the pandemic.
I think
it was pandemic.
Yeah, so I was like, man, you know what, man? Fuck it. Let me hop in here. Let me do it. And I was like, all right, man, we gonna make it without posting. So Moses slick, dog. He's like, I got you. So we go in there. I said, we can do this Christmas. We go in there, record it. You know what I'm saying? It took us like probably 2 or 3 hours. He said that was one of the fastest sessions. It usually take longer than that. So recorded it, we edited it. I was like, I like this. Boom, boom, boom. I said, all right, Moses, don't post that jump. All right, man, I got you. Before I get down the road, bing, bing, hit the head, dog. I just posted it. What? You can sing? What? I didn't know that. Ain't no way you sit on this talent for so long, man. So the secret got out, man. Moses did me dirty, man.
Shout to Moses. No, Moses did the right thing. This Negro been Tevin Campbell, Chris Brown the whole time. And it took a pandemic. And Moses, shout to Moses, like I said, first I'm like, I'm trying. When I first started, I said, when he did that Coach, let Natrone. I said, no, let me go back up. I look, man, Coach did this Christmas. Hey, Coach, but you did it though. You did it though, because I'm glad to talk about the barbershop because I said I won't bring that up.
Yeah.
So
ammunition. They don't want some ammunition. In the shop, that's what it was on.
Hey, y'all go find it. Hey, Moses, matter of fact, Moses, I'm gonna send you. Moses, go ahead. Moses, go ahead and be shared. Share the interview. So, of course, I'm gonna get the last words. First, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. We've been talking about this since two years ago.
Yeah.
And so we already knew we was gonna do it. I know we do it. Like I'm coming back, and I'm coming back hard because the people been on me. Marvin, you playing. So I'm like, I want to thank the people too for asking for the content, and I'm gonna deliver, giving the bird some prize. Not the bird, but I want to start with the bird. then grow, because I want us to support our own, and you guys do support me, likes and shares. So, Coach, I'm gonna you have the last words to the people, and then you want to tell the people.
Appreciate you for bringing me on. Like, I support what you do with your brain and with your name. I think that's big, especially in black broadcasting and black content. I think that's dope. I make it about my kids, man, my team, man. I'm excited for next year. With my guys, my guards, Kaiser Glover, James Shepard, Jackson Shepard, Joshua Berry, Daniel, a lot of my guys coming back for next year to really do this. My coaching staff, my family. Just shout out to all those people, man. That shout out to God, number one, for putting me in this situation, in position. You know what I'm saying, to be blessed and to get in this position. Man, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
It is not, bro. I'm saying, if y'all don't know, it's like Coach story, like I was just like, this is a real blessing, man.
It's different. Every time I sit back and look at it, like I'm really, like, I go to these other games, you know what I'm saying, during championship weekend, and just any of the games you'll shout, and I'm like, man, this is what I do, you know, so this ain't easy. A lot of these dudes are older, you know what I'm saying? This don't happen. So I think it's dope, you know, that I'm in the position. I don't take it for granted at all. Don't take it for granted at all.
And that's one thing I want to ask you before we close out here. I meant to ask this for the parents out here, just parents. How do you feel about year-round AAU basketball?
Year-round AAU, I don't knock it, because I feel like smaller communities can't handle year-round. Obviously, the bigger cities and the bigger circuits that works out. But I do believe students should play. That's a good question. I do believe students should play both. I do basically both. I believe students should be more than one athlete, sport athlete all until 10th grade. That's when you can decide, all right, football ain't it, basketball ain't it, soccer ain't it, track ain't it. Let me focus on this. Because my chances of getting a scholarship is better for that sport and whatnot. But AAU, man, AAU can teach and bring confidence that they don't get from other places. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of AAU teams out there. You know, every coach is different. You know what I'm saying? But everybody can't. You don't have the option to play for that much high school. You got to pay where you live. You know, but you can go pick and find that program in an organization that benefits you and treats you like family. You know, so I think year-round AAU, no, because you got to play for your school. You know, but when in this summertime, you got to go get it, man. You may play against a future NBA player one day. You may play against a future coach, an NBA coach, college coach. There may be a college. I've coached the AAU tournament, and Frank Martin was in there, and I did not know. That's the former USC head coach, and I didn't know his son was playing. I didn't know it. You know, so players never know who's looking at them, and programs never know who's looking at them. So it's good for kids to get out. And certain kids don't have an opportunity to travel, man. It was like darn near discounted travel. It is. And they build, I've never been here before. Yeah, man. They build bond. They build a bond that lasts for a while, man. The teammates could be playing for this school and that school. When the game over, they shake it up. And the boys, they play the whole time. Some of them have a real bond. It's so many benefits to you, man. And you just got to find the right thing for your child, and your child's happy. If you see them learning, that's what it is. That's why I love it. That's why I do it. I'm always do.
So this year, are you still coaching at Garden City?
I'm coaching at Garden City. Okay. I'm the head coach for the 9th grade squad. That's my original squad. Those are my boys.
Okay.
I had them for the longest.
Okay.
And I have the 11th grade group.
Okay. 11th grade group. So we're gonna put you guys watching on Facebook. Make sure my tag is gonna be tagged on Facebook. So like if they want to reach out to you for any information concerning AAU, can they reach out? They can be able to reach out to you.
Reach out to me.
Yeah.
You can reach out to me, Coach Natrone, on Instagram. You can reach out to @Garden City Elite AAU on Instagram as well.
Okay.
Where you can just find Coach Jade Robinson. You can contact her. She's the CEO of Garden City Elite. Okay. We have 5th grade team. We have 5th grade boys, 8th grade boys. ninth grade boys, ninth grade girls, and 10th grade boys.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we expect a good season this year. A good season this year.
Okay, that's good.
Fun, fun learning environment. But expect a good season this year.
That's good because I know somebody who just signed each other for that, and they seem very excited about it.
Yeah, man.
It's all right, Coach. I'm gonna let you coach. You got anything else?
That's it, man. I appreciate you for having me. It's fun. This is fun.
Hey, man, it's fun. Hey, y'all, if you got nothing to do, make sure we y'all can go support Coach next year. We're gonna go to Branch. I'll make sure I go to the Branchville game next year. I'm gonna see much. I don't know the schedule out. See whether they go to W or not. I'm definitely gonna go. I'm definitely okay. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go support the game. Shout out to all my Branchville people I know out there. Shout out to Lap Daddy for being the first man ever take me to Branchville.
Right.
It's whatever. But hey guys, hey, before we get on that here, y'all go make sure y'all find that video on this Christmas on Moses. Singing this Christmas. Y'all make sure y'all find that video. But hey guys, this has been episode 89. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hit that like, hit that share button. Podcast available on all streaming platforms, available on YouTube, available on Facebook. And if you can't find it, just Google Marvinsportsandlife, and I promise you're gonna find it. All right, guys, we out.